welcome back to the channel, and today's video is a little different to what I've typically been doing recently, which is obviously the motorsport vlogs, the behind the scenes style stuff. But seeing as we've got a couple of weeks off and I'm off the back of a couple of track days, I thought I would just bring you along on a little kind of daily vlog style thing, even though it is like 2 in the afternoon. But yeah, I've just got a bit of an admin day today. I've got some editing to touch up for friends' prom photos that I shot for them on Thursday, and I'm making some graphics for race week graphics for JR, Sam and Go Racing to promote race week and Snet, and then their schedule graphics highlighting the timetable. Just a whole load of little admin-y bits and behind the scenes stuff that goes on prior to the actual race weekend. So yeah, thought I'd just bring you along with me on that. Did a vlog this morning, mainly because all I did was wash my car, which took me about 2 hours. So I didn't think that'd be particularly interesting. But yeah, I hope you enjoy this kind of behind the scenes look into what I kind of typically do before a race week, and to kind of prep to make my life as easy as possible when it comes to rounds such as Snet, where I have to leave on the Thursday, so I kind of need to prep stuff as in advance as possible. But yeah, so first things first on my massive to-do list is to even out skin tone on some of these photos, as I've had to pull the highlights down a fair bit, which has kind of made skin tone a little more orange in places, which I knew would be the case, but I kind of thought it would look okay. But they've just asked for the skin tone to be evened, so that is first up on my list of things to do.
Making plans, holding hands, running wild for a while, yeah. Oh yeah. So let's not stop here, baby. We've been lost here lately. Don't get caught here, baby, yeah.
I believe I've sorted that out now. I knew there was definitely 3 where there was a bit of skin tone problem, so I have tweaked those. I've just sent them back to her and just to kind of see if there were any others she had in mind that the skin tone needed tweaking on, and I can easily get those done for her. Next, what I'm gonna do is a quick and easy, which I think I've done. I just need to check that I've copied across the track day photos from 27th from my desktop onto my hard drive, as I need to upload them straight off of my desktop, so I'm just kind of making sure those are all on my hard drive already just before I delete them off of my desktop, as I don't want to lose some photos that I spent ages shooting only to get rid of them completely. That would not be good. So yeah. What I have just done is I've just mirrored my laptop screen to my desktop so that I can write out this not kill report for Sam for his website, as I have not done that yet. So that is what I'm going to be doing now, as even though this is quite quick and easy to do and I do enjoy the writing side of it, it's not as fun as making the graphics. So I'm going to do this, get this done, and send it to Sam to double check before putting it up onto his website, and then I'm going to make a start on the graphics, which is generally a bit time consuming just because I'm a perfectionist and I have 3 sets to do, so even though it's fun, it's a little more time consuming. So now I've done that, I've just sent that over to Sam for him to check before I put it up on the website, just so he can make sure he's happy with everything that's said in there. I am now going to highlight the timetable for Snetterton, as one of the graphics that I make is a schedule graphic for Sam and the 2 teams I do socials for, as it's just easier for everyone who follows them to then kind of be able to see when they are out on track and like where they can check them. So that's what I'm going to do. It's also incredibly helpful for me to have, as doing socials for 2 teams and a rider, it can get a little chaotic, so I massively colour code my timetables just so I know who's out and when, as it just helps keep me a lot more focused across the weekends. So that's what I'm going to do now by going onto the MSVR website to just download the timetable and highlight it.
Oh yeah. With the wind in your hair, take control and take us anywhere. Oh yeah. So let's not stop here, baby. We've been lost here lately.
So now that is all done, and this is generally how my schedules look for the weekend. It's kind of red for junior stock, as that's what Sam's out in, and the team he's riding with this year is Binch, so I colour code with red. Go racing with the animals I shoot for and do socials for in Supersport, so blue, as that is their main colour. And then JR, who are the national stock, and they're in junior stock as well, but in national stock they were green last year, they're orange this year, but green has just stuck with me, so they're staying as green on my colour coordination list. But this is how it looks. It's also handy not only for doing these schedule graphics, but for me just to kind of see how the weekend is shaping up, because this weekend I also appear to have a bit of an easier one than I did at Knock Hill, as junior stock and national stock don't have races on Saturday, they only have races on Sunday this weekend. So that means I only have the GP2 Supersport race to shoot Saturday and do socials for, which is incredibly handy. But qualifying is going to be incredibly fun, as junior stock, Supersport and national stock are all back to back, so that is going to be wonderful. Running around a lot. And then yeah, it's also handy for that. But now that I have done this, I am going to start working on the graphics. What I tend to do for the graphics is I open up Photoshop first and then open up a selection of photos and just remove the backgrounds from them, just so that when it comes to overlaying them in Canva, life is made so much easier, as I can really change up the patterns and the designs a lot, even though 2 of them have very distinct designs, which I effectively just chop and change images out of and sort of suit the design to that. Sam's are a little bit more creative, but yeah, so I'm going to do this with Photoshop first, and then I'm going to again mirror my screen to my Mac and design the graphics on Canva. One thing I forgot to mention is that when it comes to the Photoshop side of it, I need to bring out my graphics tablet, as it's just so much easier to remove backgrounds and kind of tweak it and just sort it properly when I have a pen, basically. So I'll just plug this into my extender and yeah, just effectively draw around it as if it was a pen on paper. So I have done with editing the backgrounds out, which, to be fair, I think I've got a rough idea of how I want to make these graphics, so I didn't need to do as many like background removals as I would normally do, just to play around with ideas. But I'm gonna set my computer up now and get editing these graphics together.
making plans, holding hands, running wild for a while, yeah. Oh yeah. So let's not stop here, baby. We've been lost here lately. Don't get caught here, baby, yeah. Oh yeah. Love me, baby, 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 baby. Love me, baby, 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 baby.
Now that I have just done all those main graphics, the last job I think that I have to do is just, prep all of the other graphics. So what I do when I can get data, because Canva uses a lot of service, luckily Snet's a bit more centralized as opposed to some of the other tracks, so this works. But on Canva I create story template graphics for the results after each session. So I'm just going to go ahead and prep all of those for Snet for everyone that has them, and then I should be done with all my prep. I still need to plan like where I'm going to shoot and things for content for these teams, but other than that, I think I'm done.
You and I know can face it all. Oh yeah. With the wind in your hair, take control and take us anywhere. Oh yeah.
So one thing I do want to point out really quickly is this like mirrored screen display that I've been using throughout this vlog. I only kind of really discovered it yesterday when I tried to edit these prom photos, as I need to use my iMac more. I know I need to, but it's a bit slow at the moment and they really do need to clean out the stuff on it. And I've split it so I've got Windows as well, but my laptop is just a lot quicker, and this way I can use this screen as well, but with it being a lot quicker because it's going through my laptop and it's acting just as a screen instead of me using the actual computer. So at some point I will sort it properly, but this is like revolutionized everything for me at the moment, so this will be my new set for the time being. Anyways, that brings us to the end of this very different kind of behind the scenes vlog. I've got through all of my Snetterton to-do list and all the prom photo editing that I needed to do today. So my afternoon is done. It is 4:15 and there are, as I've mentioned, I still need to like plan out where I'm gonna shoot content this weekend, but not this weekend, next weekend. But I usually do it on a Sunday, and the reason I've done it Saturday this week is because Dad and I are off to World Superbikes tomorrow. I might vlog that, but I don't plan to take my camera, as after doing a couple of track days back to back and with Snet next week, I'm very motorbiked out at the minute in terms of creating. So even though I love what I do, I'm just gonna go and actually enjoy a motorbike event tomorrow, as opposed to like looking through my camera lens the entire time, as that's how I spend all of BSB. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this like admin day, looking at how I create the graphics and everything, and what I do kind of to prep for a race week. And if you'd like to see more like these and like just kind of daily vlog stuff, leave it in the comments below. Give it a thumbs up if you liked this different type of kind of like behind the scenes, and don't forget to subscribe because the Snet vlog is coming in 2 weeks, because obviously it's next weekend, so it'll be the week after that if I get it up on time. Then we've got brands as well, so you won't want to miss it. Brands is going to be fun as I'm graduating on the Friday, so I might include snippets of that as I'll then be driving down after graduation. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the vlog and this different take on it, and I'll see you at Snet.
Not stop here, baby.